Hi, beautiful Cancers. I love you guys so much, as you know. Venus and Cancer here. That's how I can relate. Yeah, you guys are amazing. Always beautiful. And I think you guys are going to be pleased to hear that this month I've decided to just do really intuitive readings. I mean, that's generally what I do anyway, but normally I have a little note or I have a little something that informs what I'm doing. And because October, and I have to ask, how was October for you guys? Because for me personally, it was really intense. I mean, it was just truth telling at its rawest. It was about transformation. It was about really getting real with everything. So I'm curious to see how your guys' October went. But this November is much more, we're going to be continuing a transformation process as a collective. I think the big transformations are still coming, but it's a little bit more supportive. It's a little kinder. It's a little softer. And for you Cancers, it's a nice month. It's a nice time of year. So I'm going to mention a couple notes before we really get into the reading. I'm shuffling right now. I'm wearing Pink LUNE's amazing stuff. Look at this crown. It's just awesome. I love it so much. I feel like a little queen in her lair. And she is still giving the 15% off. Her shop is going to be on vacation the first part of November, but by mid-November she should have it back up and open. She's got amazing stuff going on in her personal life, but she hand makes all of this. No two items are the same. Everything is unique. She runs the entire show. She's amazing, and I really love and adore her. So please check her out. I will leave the 15% promo code in the description box with how to find her and all of that. Also, thank you for your comments about the videos. I am thinking about what I want to make, and as the new year rolls out, I'm going to be adding a lot more stuff, and I'm really excited to be working with you guys. So I want to continue the conversation. I want to open it up more. I want to be doing more with it. So I'm really excited to be doing that. Now, I'm going to just do a few notes about astrology here, just a little bit, just to inform the intuitive part of this reading so that we can get a sense of what this beautiful November is going to be like. So the big things that are going on, we have a Taurus full moon on November 4th. So, Taurus is your 11th house, friendship, the collective, the people around you, the people you're surrounded by, and then also expansion, revolution, all these big things. So you're going to be getting illuminated as far as like who is around you, who's surrounding you, who's in your corner, who's not. There's going to be a lot with that. Not only that, but right before that full moon goes exact, we have Uranus and Venus opposing each other. And I keep bringing this up because it's kind of a big moment. Uranus is a destabilizer. He likes to come in and bring revolution, surprise, kind of energy to shake things up, to shift things where they needed to be shifted. And it likes to do it in surprising ways. And Venus is the goddess of love. So in their opposition, there's a tension that's needing to be addressed, right? There's a balancing that needs to be addressed. So you might be noticing that full moon is really influenced by that. And we also have the Scorpio new moon on the 18th. So that is in your 5th house. Your 5th house of your romance, creativity, children, your heart. So that new moon, I really would suggest, for you, that's a really special new moon. It's a new moon that really, with your loving romantic hearts, it's a great time to really sit in the quiet and set your intentions for where you want things to go, for what you want to have happen. What do you want a relationship to look like? What do you want children? What do you want to create? What do you want to make? What sets your heart aglow, right? It's a really great time to be quiet with that energy and really think about it. So really wonderful supportive energies for Cancers. I think this is a wonderful time of year for you guys, and you'll be noticing that those energies are supportive. Not only that, you have Jupiter in your 5th house for the next year, which is awesome. And we're just adjusting to this Jupiter shift from Libra into Scorpio. But yeah, you have support in your heart center, in your romance factor, in your children and creativity factor. What a great place to have that energy. So you're going to be noticing that being there with you this month, for the first full month of Jupiter and Scorpio. So that's fantastic, you guys. So those are some of the notes. There's the final card. Just popped out. Let's turn these over and see what we have coming up for my beautiful Cancers. Man, this month is all about ushering us into new energy. And I have to say that because so many readings have been getting these energies of shifting, closing out old cycles and opening up new ones. And you guys are no exception as I'm looking at these cards. Now, let's look at the very first card because it's just funny to have this one, this Four of Cups. And I think Cancers, you can understand this because sometimes love is slow to materialize in your life. Or if it's there, it can sometimes feel a little like, what's going to happen next? And this month is asking you to look at things with a different lens when it comes to love and romance and to life opportunity in general. When I get this Four of Cups, it's always with a resistance to the way the packaging is coming, with the way the energy is coming, with the way the message is coming through. There's a resistance there. You're seeing it one way, but there's this other way that it's trying to get in. So pay attention. This is what I would say for this month. Pay attention to the surprise ways things come into your life. Maybe you think things aren't working out for you. Maybe you think things are working in a way you never asked for, but they really are. And if you're looking, and it's a trick to look, it's a trick to see it sometimes. It really is. I totally get that because I struggle with this myself. Getting your focus so that you can really see that things are actually working out exactly the way you want them to. But it might be uncomfortable. The growth could be uncomfortable. It could feel awkward. It could feel strange. But here's the thing, you guys. What I'm seeing for you Cancers this month, actually, in the intuitive reading and the tarot part of this reading, is that you are being asked to change. Because the next three cards, King of Swords, Death, and the World, are all about bringing truth, shifting perspectives, and rebalancing things, and closing out old cycles. You know, the King of Swords, some of you may have an air sign or somebody who's very forthright, good communicator in your life, but it's also, he represents a very specific way, a very specific mode of doing and being. He is often associated with Libra, but we're talking about balance. We're talking about fairness. We're talking about consistent communication. We are talking about being very cut and dry with the reality of what needs to be, what needs to be changed, what needs to be figured out, what needs to be decided. And you might be noticing this month that there's this urging for you to get clear with what is not serving you anymore and with what you've really been asking for in life. Because I think some of you you've been asking for big ticket items, but when you ask for those things, they're going to come in the most expedient way. The world is going to figure out a way to get that water to run the quickest way possible down, and that can be really uncomfortable. And I think a lot of you might be noticing that it's coming to you, but it's coming to you in this weird way, and it doesn't feel comfortable, and it can feel frustrating. It can even feel like it's taking you down a path you don't want to go down. But trust it, because it's taking you somewhere very specific. The Death and World cards. Like I said, you're being asked to change. You're being asked to transform. I mean, having your fifth house be Scorpio. Scorpio is death and transformation, right? So the way you love is actually really intense, you guys. The way you experience romance and that intensity of heart is about death and transformation. And it is about you being able to transform. And I'm seeing you guys need to go through a big transformation. Needing to let go of a way you thought things needed to be in order to be happy. Needing to let go of some kind of specific recipe you have in your mind for how you think things should go. I mean, you're being called to some other path. It's like the way I'm picking up on this energy is that you are getting your way, but it is not coming in the way you thought it was. And it might be a longer game than you thought it might be. It might take a number of months before it all makes sense, honestly. But you're being asked to go into new territory here. The Death card is beautiful. It is saying, let's shed that old skin. Let's just let it go. Let's open up the door. Let's see what's over the next horizon. Yeah, it's scary because you have to go through the dark crawl space before you can open the door into the next iteration of your life. And the world is so supportive of you, though. The thing with the world is it is about closing out an old cycle, but guess what? It's saying, yeah, we're closing out the old cycle, but really what's going on is we're taking you with these beautiful, loving energies into the next thing. We're ushering it. We're giving you all the resources you need, all the opportunities you need, all the energy you need to do this. So there is something new coming for you guys. Clarity is coming for you guys, but it is going to be a little uncomfortable. I'm going to say that. Cancers. I love you guys so much, but you might feel the pinch of this shift. You might feel a little uncomfortable initially in the process, but not for too long. I think once we start heading towards the end of the month, you're going to be feeling clearer and stronger. You know, we're going to be in your 5th house for most of the month, and then we're heading into your 6th house. And that's where the next 3 cards really come into play here, because we have the Queen of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands, and the 6 of Pentacles. So whatever this big truth shift, unfolding that is really dominant in your reading this month, it's causing you to reassess here, you guys. So the Queen of Pentacles is such beautiful energy. She knows that she's her number one resource, right? She does self-care very well. And you guys are being asked to get down to the basics. When you're going through this big shift that you're going through, when you're going through this big truth moments, when you're going through this big healing, when you're going through this big transition, when you're getting the presence and the manifestations you want, but they're not coming in the way that you thought they would, you are going to want to get back to the basics during that time. Queen of Pentacles is saying that. Get back to the basics. You are your greatest asset. Eat well, sleep a lot, rest. Rest. Take your time. Take your time. 2 of Wands. It is time to be very clear with your intentions. I think some of you guys are such go-getters, right? You're such go-getters. You have a lot of visions for your future, and you're always willing to put your energy forward. Let's see what's next. Let's see what's next. Let's see what's next. So much so that sometimes I think you get overwhelmed by the sheer amount of things you're trying to pull in. The 2 of Wands is saying you've got to be very specific with what you want next. You are going through a big transformation. You are getting some key things coming into your life that you really wanted for a long time. And you're realizing that they do come in the most expedient ways, and that can be really intense sometimes. And getting more specific with your wish list. The 2 of Wands is the wish list. You're looking out. You have to have faith in the long range vision. You have to have faith that what you're asking for will come back around to you, but it's going to take a second. It's got to go out before it can come back in. The tide has to go out before it can come back in. You guys know that. You got the moon energy. You got this. So just utilize this energy to really focus in, do the self-care and get very real. And we're not BSing here. Get very real with what you want. Not just what looks good on the surface, not what just sounds good, but what do you really want? What is your heart saying you want? And in doing that, think about giving and receiving in equal measure. The 6 of Pentacles is asking you to find balance in your life, is asking you to take care of yourself, and don't overgive of yourself. Cancers, I know you, and what I'm seeing here in these energies is that there is a tendency to want to give everything of yourself, right? You're amazing at that. You have a total big heart. You are willing to give and give and give and give and give until there's not much left of poor Cancer. Well, the 6 of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles, all 3 of these together are really funny to come together like this because they're saying, pull back a little bit, slow down a little bit, reassess a little bit, really take your time this month. You're going to be getting all these little clues, these little hints about things that don't feel right. Like, almost what I'm getting is it's kind of like you're hitting up against the bumpers a little bit. Like, it's like you're driving in a snowstorm and like the bumps on the side of the road. It's like you're going to be noticing little adjustments this month that you're going to be making because you're going to hit these little conversations or situations or projects that you're involved in that you've been giving a lot to, and you're going to feel that they're not quite right. And like those bumps on the road, the drunk bumps, whatever you want to call them, you hit it a little bit and you're like, nope, gotta veer. You're going to be adjusting because you're setting up to be in new territory. You're setting up to be in new energy, and you need You need the balance, right? You need the balance. Something is out of balance here, you guys. This is what I'm picking up. You have let something get a little out of balance, and it's gotten to the point where now it's forcing transformation, which is perfect. Everything's happening in the way it needs to, right? But now, okay, you get pushed through a big transformation like that. Afterwards, you've got to rebalance. You've got to really assess, why did that happen that way? Why did it get to such extremes? Why did I let the exhaustion get to such extremes? Why did I let this person take advantage of me as long as I did? Why did I overgive of myself? Don't beat yourself up. Just take the time to say, okay, I don't have to do that ever again, right? I don't have to do that ever again. I don't have to do things in this other way, because you have a big, bright future ahead of you, you guys. The next couple cards. This is a big theme in November. This is one of the big themes in general for people. 6 of Swords into the Sun. You guys, this is so powerful, Cancers. This is so, so powerful, and I can't express enough what I'm picking up in this reading is you have to leave something behind. The 6 of Swords is saying that you have a mental state or a habit or a relationship or a situation that you have been giving so much to. You've been giving everything to this. You have been trying everything you have. You've been giving that beautiful heart and soul of yours to it. It has been draining you, and it has been holding you back, and it has been stopping you from moving forward. Now this month, you are going through the transformation. It's happening, whether or not you're ready for it, right? It is happening. It has happened. Now it's time to let it go and find out what's next over the horizon. And as soon as you do that, as soon as you let go of whatever this is that has been entrancing you, you hit the sun. The sun. There is nothing more beautiful and warm and inviting and relaxing than the sun. The sun is all about reveling in life, in creativity, in what is possible next, in the lightheartedness of it. It's that whole idea of life is too important to be taken seriously, right? That's the sun. And it's a reminder, you're free. You're never forced to be or give of yourself in a way that compromises you. And what I'm also seeing, and this is the other thing, that's one theme. I think some of you have been doing that. Others of you, you are just shifting gears. You are really seriously closing out a cycle, like a huge cycle. And this is kind of the final step where you just take a deep breath and you get in that boat and you say, yep, I'm going over there. I don't know what's over there yet, but I want to find out, and I want to have this free energy. And as soon as you do that, you free up the energy, you free up that intensity, things come to meet you, opportunities will come to meet you. And actually, this here at the bottom mirrors this up here. The Death card is immediately met by the World. The 6 of Swords is immediately met by the Sun, right? As soon as you free up energy, new energy will pour in. It creates a beautiful vacuum for new opportunity. And you want this, Cancer. You want the new door to open. I know a lot of you've been a little nervous to open the door. You've been a little nervous to jump all the way in. You've been a little nervous to leave something behind when you don't know everything that's next. Some of you want to have a concept of what's next. But, it's one of those funny things. You have to trust in the process. You have to trust that something new will come, right? Something new is coming your way. For some of you, it really is love. For some of you, it really is a new financial opportunity or moving opportunity. There's a lot of ways this can manifest. This is huge energy, you guys. This is a big... When I see this kind of process going on, it's like, whoa, you guys this is not just... This is a big moment in your life. This is a big transitional period in your life. And for each of you, it's going to be a really clear thing, whatever that is. Now, the final card is very interesting, you guys. It's the 2 of Swords. Now, the 2 of Swords, in my mind, this energy is, for me, it's like you are going to have some options coming in. 2s are always about a fork in the road, right? And swords are all about our minds and our intellect. But this woman is blindfolded, right? And this is the protective work of the universe saying, we got to slow down. Like I was saying with the Queen of Pentacles, right? You got to slow down and really look, because you're going to have options. You can stick with what you've been doing. You can go forward into the unknown. You can take, there might be another couple roads that you could take. You're going to have a lot of opportunities. That's the flip side to the sun, right? The sun is like, okay, we have everything. We can do everything. We can create everything. We can make everything happen. Let's try it and do it and see what happens, right? That's what the sun is saying. But with all that opportunity comes having to figure out what you want. So it's interesting because the beginning of the month starts off with, we're going to clarify, we're going to get to the truth, we're going to do it, and then we're going to do a lot of self-care, we're going to get real with what we really want, we're going to release some energy, and we're going to open up some new doors. And it ends with you being in this new territory, being in this new energy, and needing to take a pause. And once again, this is the second 2 we've had in this reading, you guys, too. So what I'm really seeing here is a fork in the road. There's a fork in the road, you guys. And you're being asked to get very specific about what you want and slow down and look internal and get very honest. You guys are so beautiful. You understand what it means to really dream and believe and strive for the big, bold vision, right? You're so good at that. But sometimes that beautiful ability to expand all the way out there means it's really hard to get down to the bare bones of the truth of what you really want. Do you really want that partner that's a little bit of a stick in the mud? Even though you love them and they're amazing and they're kind and those are great things, by the way. Don't ever underestimate that. But yet, they never want to go out. They never want to share stuff with you. Something like that. Do you really, really 5-10 years down the road want to be with that person? Maybe you're in a job that's decent, but there's no room for growth. Do you really want to stay there? Maybe you do. Maybe you come to the realization, yep, nothing in life is perfect. You do have to work through the little knots and kinks and turns, but it makes me happy. Maybe you will come to that conclusion. But for some of you, you are going to be very done. And it's going to be very difficult to be that brutally harsh and honest with yourself. I will say that, Cancers. Actually, this month is really intense for you guys. And, you're about halfway through the recordings. And so far, you guys are going to have, it's going to be very supportive of you. Once again, it's not harsh energy. It's just that the truth, your own heart is going to be speaking to you. And it has something to say. It has some truths. It wants to be acknowledged because your soul, your spirit, your inner being, your higher self is calling you to shift something, and it's screaming at you. And it's sometimes the hardest truths to hear are the ones that we already know inside of ourselves. And I'm getting the sense that you guys know you have the key to unlock the door, to be in the sunshine, to be in the world, to be transformed, to be free. But you've been scared to utilize it. You've been scared to acknowledge that you even have a door you want to go through. And this month is asking you to connect with that key, connect with that door, connect with why and how you want to move forward, because you guys do. And it's time. It's time, you guys. It really is. You're going to be feeling it, and it's going to be very organic. That's what I'm going to say. It's not going to be forced. You're not going to be forcing it. It's not going to be something that's going to be forced on you. It's something that's going to feel very real and very natural and very right for you. So, with that being said, I love working with you guys. I'm going to leave my website, my email, and my Instagram all in the description box. Please get in touch with me. I do Skype readings and phone readings, and we can do video readings as well, and I'd love to get in touch with you. Or if you have questions, feel free to get in touch with me. I will try my best to keep up with emails. It might take me a week to get back to you, but I do my best to respond as efficiently as I can. And please tell me how this October and November is treating you. I'm really curious to see. I love you guys so much. You're so amazing. I'm also going to leave Pink LUNE's info, 15% off with a promo code. She just makes amazing stuff. I love her so much. I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful November. Be easy on yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Listen to that intuitive core. You're so good with it. You're amazing. And I will see you in December. Bye. Mwah.